Hello. No. Yeah, I'm not sitting there. Oh, so come. Hello? You put a battery in. That's why I'm sitting here.
Hello? Hello?
Hello? The rest.
But why only people put up like this?
Hi.
House rules for the guy. When things for you guys, I will be checking the time. When your time is
When the link
maybe 2 minutes more, I'll just make.
when the link they make a share. Can I ask a question first?
Sure.
So are we voting after all of them have done
No. So that's why I have to search for where I should.
Yeah, we down so do that.
Yeah, so as the application, it's like
Advena.
you can always edit after if you feel like.
Oh, okay.
Please don't give them
They have a little. That'll be upset them.
Yeah, thank you.
Resetting password is not an option.
That is quite simple on the phone.
Should we be using a phone during all the time?
Yes, I can hear you on the stream.
Good morning, guys. Good morning, our viewers as well. Today, this is more than a pitch for us. To us, it's actually a story. It's something that almost every single person in this room has experienced before, whether it's a family member, a friend, an uncle, an auntie. One way or the other, what we are about to talk about is something that you've gone through. And for me, it's a personal story. Back in 2023, I was a software engineer at Shark Express. Told my HR, I'm going to Kumasi over the weekend to work on some stuff. And by Monday, I should get to work. So I think I was done. Saturday, Sunday, I told myself 2 p.m. I should get to the station. By 7 I should be in Accra. Morning I should get to work. Very simple. Nobody should know that I was outside of the region to go do my own stuff. I got to the station at 2 p.m. and then you already know what I'm going to say. There was a long queue. A queue so long that I went out of the bus terminal into STC's bus terminal. And somewhere around 6 p.m. the bus operator comes to us and then they say that the only reason we don't have buses here today is because a prominent person died and we've deployed our buses to carry the attendees to the funeral. That's what they told us. And then somewhere around 7, we were still standing there. He comes back and he says that the only way you guys are going to go to Accra today is if the Accra bus comes from Accra to Kumasi. The drivers fuel up again and then they take you there. That's 2-3 hours. Long story short, 11 p.m. I finally got a bus waiting from 2 p.m. Got to Accra around 5 a.m. I couldn't go to work in the morning. I had to call my boss and say, boss, I can't come in. I'm very tired. So if I could come around 12, that trust was broken. He said you were going to go, you're going to come back. The transport industry, how field assistant is actually happening to me that particular day. Now I want you to hold that thought. We'll talk about it somewhere down the line. I want us to go back, take a step back and talk about the taxi story that we've all experienced in this country. For me, I was not fortunate enough to be in the 90s, but in the 2000s, I was around somewhere 2010. I knew actually how the system was when it comes to taxi, the whole dropping vibe, you know. So, person will call a chair, like if you want that comfortability, be in your own car, it was called dropping. So your mother would tell you, oh, cost station or cost dropping if I brand new movie. Like that was what would define some sort of like elitism. You know, you had some money. The average person was doing church and other stuff. Taxis, the system, they had always been around. Like we had that infrastructure, the drivers assisted. That vibe of knowing you wanted to move comfortably was always around. And then now we all know the Uber and the boat situation. We all sat down, we sat back, watched, and now they've truncated the entire thing. Like a livelihood that many fathers took their sons and their daughters to school by just driving a taxi. It's non-existent. Now they hate the drivers. The drivers even hate their own jobs too. You take a boat trip, they'll say, Ipachenko offline, Enko off trip. Why are they saying that? Because the commission is massive. They are paying 20-30%. We didn't build the infrastructure to meet the system that we already had. And we are currently facing that with our bus transport. We definitely don't want that to happen. We lack the infrastructure. And that's what we built at Vena. Ghana's own bus transport infrastructure. And what we are trying to do is that we are trying to layer that particular infrastructure that you can see in Kenya, FlexBus in Europe. We are trying to make sure that we have our infrastructure as well, linked our various routes, and then we invite others to come and build ticketing interfaces on our infrastructure to make sure that we have and we've met that market, not allow a central market or an European market to come in and capture it. And I'm going to talk about that extensively. Now, what we are, transport tech infrastructure that introduces and meets the reservation culture, the same foundational layer that Kenya's Blue Pass I was talking about, Europe's FlexBus builds their storefronts on. We are building that infrastructure for Ghana and then for West Africa as well, because Ghana has one of the largest bus transport industry like in Africa. We give travelers guaranteed seats, give vendors operational clarity, and give large operators the predictability to run world-class transport businesses. So then how it works, vendor straight to platform and to traveler. So I want us to talk about that three sides real quick because I got some stuff down there. So for vendors and operators, easy as it comes. You create an account on Avena, create a custom branded storefront, your own stuff that you want to do, customize and do it, list your buses, your routes, your departure time, seats, capacity, see bookings rolling in real time, know exactly how many passengers you're expecting so that you can work on the logistics and deploy the right number of buses for that particular day. For travelers, you visit the vendor storefront as it is, you set through your route where you want to go to, book your seat, knowing very well that when you get there that particular day, that exact day, your bus is going to be there at that time for you. It's going to move just as we have in aviation with the reservation culture and stuff. For the results, now vendors operate with full advanced visibility, so there's no point where we get there and they say that we've deployed our buses to carry guys to attend a particular prominent person's funeral. But in that point, they will know that, okay, for Sunday, we have 5 buses moving. So maybe the 5 guys will start by, we can use that to actually manage the funeral guys. It gives them real operational clarity if they are to adopt this infrastructure. So now, why this model gets stronger over time, I want us to look at this one. It's very important to me, and I'll talk about FlexBus briefly. So travelers will book in advance. Vendors will know that they prepare for that the buses are actually coming in. So travelers get there, they know they move on time as they were expecting. So if it's 7 is gone. Okay, now they get there. The vendor also gets their operations done. Now travelers trust the system more. So once they trust the system more, what's going to happen is that now they start telling their friends, start telling their families. So they also book in advance. Now we see that the system currently starts reinforcing itself. Now the FlexBus scenario is this: when you go to Europe, and I know some of the guys here have been there, the FlexBus is very popular there. If you want to move, you don't sort of like carry your bus, go straight there, and then go and get hope that you get a bus. Some of them they book in advance. Once again, just as we have in aviation, with flight reservations. Now, we all know FlexBus are actually a multi-million-dollar company. They have a lot of financial arm. They can do so many things. And currently, they are tipping to go to the United States of America to also go and capture that market. I want us to capture this scenario because we are actually facing the Uber and the taxi story again. FlexBus can come into this country, and then they approach STs, they approach VIP and say, we have the software, we have the infrastructure. We want you guys to adopt the reservation culture to ease your operations, makes life better, make everybody trust the transport industry you have. Typical VIP STs, maybe they might say, we already have our people coming in every single day when we come to work. People come and buy tickets. We don't really mind. What FlexBus can do as a financial arm that they have, they could come in and they say, all right, we want to still set up the business, bring in their buses, just like Uber and Bolt did. Back in 2022, 2021, when I was on campus, they were buying their own cars, giving it to drivers for them to drive, and that's adopted earlier. FlexBus can come and run that, and you and I know. If you know FlexBus as like an organization in this country, they are running reserved buses. It moves at the right time, sends you, departs, arrive at the right time. You know you'll be using it. You won't be using STC, you'll be using VIP. So then all STC and VIP, they'll say, why are they taking our people, right? So we want to also join the infrastructure. The moment they do that, we are back to the Uber and the boat scenario again. Now they are indebted to them. They pay the commissions, the money that they want to pay, and then now you are paying more ticket prices to move from a place that you pay 100 cedis, you're now paying 120. Because STC doesn't want to shield the commission, they are putting it back on you as the user. Now that's not what we want it to happen. We want to build Advena to actually meet that. We want to build that infrastructure to allow other developers, even like Tap and Go from the Ministry of Transport, to build their interface on our infrastructure, have all of that, have everyone, the vendors, the users, everyone tune in on that particular infrastructure and platform. So that FlexBus does not come and then arm wrestle us. But by the time it comes, we are already established. That's the vibe over here. That's what's running, just like Bupas in Kenya. And we can manage our own commissions. We can talk about how we want to reduce pricings among other things. I think the last time, was it 2 years ago, we saw boats and Uber drivers with red bands on their head moving on the streets. And I'm very sure you guys saw the news. They say they were campaigning against the commission. They are campaigning against like a company in Uzbekistan, like Ukraine. They didn't mind them. The commission still existed because they allowed them to come in, tap into the market. We are not arm wrestled. Vamijo is doing something beautiful, but it's been too late. Now they are trying to get everybody back to Vamijo with cool commissions, cool prices, but it's already been gone. This is what we are trying to build, what we are trying to build. Let's quickly look at our revenue model. So we are just charging 5% commission. Now, obviously, that's obviously out to negotiation as well. We are going to meet them. However, because we are building it here, what is cool for the people is what we are definitely going to do. As long as we have huge numbers coming in, tracking thousands and thousands of bookings annually, we could even go down to as low as 3%. So as long as people are booking seats, Advena is making money. As long as people are traveling, Advena is making money. So we are not just building a product, as we've been talking about, we are building an ecosystem. And I want to touch on the ecosystem real quick, just because of our time. Just move on. And so with our ecosystem that we build, we have this agent network, and we want to sort of to mimic the Momo vendor approach, where even every single person could grab their own agent's ID as a retailer and then sell tickets and say people out there, because we wanted to also like meet the demand of the not so technically inclined persons in our system. We still have our mothers in their 40s that still travel but can't come to their phone and try and book tickets. But they know Ofakwajo does Momo somewhere, so they can go to Ofakwajo and say offer. So on our platform, tickets with the car, they can easily book it for them. They get an SMS, Papa, they go that day, they are out the system. We are inviting agents to come to them. We also have our developers that we want our developer ecosystem. We are putting our APIs out there for them to come build their ticketing interfaces on it. Just like Tap and Go example, like they have their market, they have their reach. Just build on that. Everybody moves. And finally, the job creation effect. You all know how it goes. It's going to spin like that. Move. And then finally, the Advena and the Moolre partnership I want to talk about. I mean, there's nobody sitting in Nigeria building something they want to use Moolre. Why am I in Ghana using Paystack, right? So me and my team, we go like this: Advena nie, Moolre nie, Moolre nie, Advena nie. That's what. So we believe that as long as we are earning as a team, Moolre is also earning, their infrastructure is doing well. I mean, imagine millions of CDs rushing through the platform. Moolre gets it. So time's up. Move on to the last slide. Yeah, I'm just wrapping up. Last slide. Yeah, so we believe that Ghana has the buses, Ghana has the routes. We have the system. It's already running. It's already booming. People travel every single time. We wanted to make that Advena. Let's meet a
Thank you.
I think I have a question.
Guys.
Right.
The rest of the team will join him.
Yeah, so you can ask your question.
So my question is, this is solely for long travelers, right? Like long distance.
Yeah.
So not solving for the minibuses, like the Trotro and all those things, right?
Yeah,
That's not what you're solving
for. For now, we are trying to hyper focus more on the long distance routes, but then there's room for
the only
as well.
Okay. The only thing I didn't see was commercials in terms of what the market size looks like and what projections are going to look like for profits and stuff. Because I mean, at the end of the day, the tech is just a layer, and then the bottom part is the business model, right? But I think aside that's pretty great pitch and
Thank you very much.
and a good product.
Yeah.
You're gonna say something?
Great presentation, honestly. My question is very simple.
Yeah.
Why did you go with the name Advena? Or how do you pronounce it?
Yeah, Advena, actually, that's it.
Yeah.
So I think this was 2023. I was with Alex, and after I discussed the idea with them, I said I wanted to build something like this. They asked for a name, so I tasked him to go and get me a name. It still wasn't. So I think that was around that time ChatGPT was coming up. 2020 was November, so around 2023, we said, oh, let's go and ask ChatGPT to give us like creative names of, and then it was giving us English names like ride here, go here. We didn't really like that, so we went into the Greek, Latin, ancient words, and then I think Advena basically means transportation. Yeah.
Okay.
So we decided, I think that wasn't the spelling. We decided to just brothelize it small and have it like this, and still be able to say the exact same thing. So Advena basically is transport. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
That's it.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just to build on the commercials question, right? So, like, what have you achieved so far
Thank you.
in terms of penetrating, like, the market? Who is interested? What kind of leads do you have?
Okay. So we felt like, I mean, the future leaders or whoever is holding this country at the moment are the university guys. And I've personally experimented that with Flip when I built Flip back in the university in 2022 with the whole delivery system. And so some of the practices we have in the big major operators, they actually have it in the universities. Because when you go to Care University, UCC, they have like students that are behaving like STC VIPs, that are selling tickets to students when they vacate and they want to go home. But then their traditional way is WhatsApp calls, take this Momo number, call me that. So we decided to actually run our pilots there. And we did with UCC with their vacation that just ended with 25th July. In a very close room, I think we transacted over 17,000 Ghana cedis. Students loved it. We couldn't really project it because of the 10 minutes that was given. That's why I love the question so much, because I get to talk about it. But yeah, we've done with UCC, and we are looking at more partnership with some of the vendors in Care University as well, to also get them on board to tap into their 80,000 plus students. They are ready for it. We've already shown them the system. They're just looking forward to the next academic year to start using. As for UCC, they were ready this vacation. The students used it. We were actually there during the voting period too, so it was quite easy to talk to them because they're already using it to buy the tickets. You're like, oh, the platform you use to get your tickets, could you also throw us a vote right there? And then so we have some traction with respect to that on that side. Yeah.
Okay, so that's on the ticket purchasing side, right? What about the vehicles, like those who are supplying the car? So you're saying that
for the vendors, they have their dashboard. So how they were operating was that for them, we are obviously the ones providing the buses. It is them. So they are acting like STC wannabes. So they will say, okay, this semester we want to move or want to deploy 10 buses. They have people at STC that they talk to that will give them those buses for that particular day. They didn't have the infrastructure to handle all of these things. So the infrastructure we actually pitching to STC, they are using it. So the UCC SRC were the ones using that particular side of the software. Do
you have any more metrics? Just curious. I mean, you mentioned the 17,000. How many trips? How many passengers? Do you have a sense of?
Yeah. So for UCC, before UCC, we had about 200, but for UCC's close test, I think it was about 150 students at the end of the day that actually ended up using the platform. Yeah, it was a closed room. I think they had a platform somewhere the previous semester where the guy gave them over 20,000. So they were sort of like.
So 17,000 CDs, 200 students.
No, that was through our test. Theirs is around 150.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think it was more of the routes that they were running. Most of them were kept close to the nearby communities, so like 65 to 75 cities. But if you look at the average 100, 150 cities, it's actually in the millions of cities.
Yes. Nice.
You have like 5 minutes.
5 more minutes.
The question he asked with the intracity ones.
Yes.
Yeah, so I was saying that like most of our research has actually been hyper-focused on the interregional travels, but then we have room to also consider in our R&Ds with intracity as well. We've already seen some of the developers.
Well, when you say intracity, you mean within Accra?
Yeah, intracity. Yeah,
Okay,
within
so
the region.
his
So
question
within the
was
region,
more-
within the Kumasi.
His question was more if you are doing, like, what's the market size, right? What's the market size, the total addressable market? What are the opportunities in the market that you have? And then, for example, what would convince a company to work with you? Right. Versus, I understand when you organize your own buses in school, that's a different ball game.
Yes.
From you providing a platform to say STC
Yes.
to work. So that's something I'm interested in hearing more about.
So for their numbers, we actually realized we had like almost 500K plus in terms of like the average, and some were doing collectively in the entire country was about 1,000. I think we spent our week one day at VIP, the station, counting the buses that were actually moving out of that day. We all know the buses are like 35, 40. So if you know it moves, that's the number. And we were tracking about 1,000, in terms of 1,000 individual bookings, unique bookings, every single day. Now for the vendors, the truth is very simple. For someone that is there and always, they are getting 1,000 people trooping in and then buying tickets from them. It's very difficult to tell them, hook onto the system, adopt a reservation culture to actually push your product forward. Well, our negotiation line is all on finance. And I want my finance guy to touch on that, like, briefly for you guys, like, go into much detail on what we think would be the tipping game, to having them have a discussion with them to talk about this in the first place.
So quickly on that, every company's blackline is their cash flow. So with this, since it's a reservation thing they are doing, that means these companies are going to get advances even before they give the buses or they take the trip. So what we are actually going to do for the STCs, the VIPs and the likers, instead of them waiting for the customer to come to the station that day, book, they are rather booking ahead. So if I am STC, instead of me going for an overdraft for a bank, I think I already have a cheap cash flow sitting somewhere waiting for me, because people have already booked and I have that money to run my operation. So their capital, working capital becomes cheaper. They don't need to borrow to pay interest rates, and also it helps them to manage their DSCR, that is their debt service ratio. So for any bank that is coming to them, or they go into any bank for any loan or anything, that means they have a very good cash flow, and that means you're a good target for any bank out there.
Are you able to share how much you've made in revenue so far, and then if you've been able to convince at least one major business to sign up with you?
So for it's currently somewhere around 20,000, but in convincing, we are currently speaking with one of the major stakeholders of VIP, called the Jerry Asset. They call it father of buses, and because he has a lot of it's a magnet, so the magnet. Yeah, let me speak with this. Yeah, so we've been able to start contacts with him, and I think he's more interested in even apportioning us some of these buses to run the model that we want to talk about, because he has so much. So if at the bus terminal we could have maybe a session, let's say 10 every day, we have 10 reserved to actually run the Advena infrastructure vision, just to see the numbers that comes from it, to prove what we are talking to him about. So I wouldn't say we are in the closing stages, we are still in it, because there's still a lot of presentation. He's not really, he's very old. He's not that into tech and other stuff, so it's been taking a lot with some people around him just to try and for him to even get the idea. But he loves it, loves the idea that, like, when he's no more, his company or his assets are meeting the future demand on how things could be in Ghana. So I think that's our major. Yeah.
So I think maybe my last comment would be, I love the fact that you guys have done your research and then you are actually able to tell us a story with data.
Yeah.
I think the only thing maybe I'd leave is just to figure out things like refunds, because you know how the Ghanaian market works.
True.
If somebody doesn't want to take the bus again, how does that whole refund flow work for the user and even for the company as well? Things like settlements and things like that. But aside that, I think I'm fine. I'm done.
Yeah, and then lastly, what's your current user base like?
Did you have a question?
I had one quick comment just to add on to that, but for the underserved part of the population, right? So, I mean, for me, from a product perspective, I'm always thinking about how you go against the grain. So, in our markets, as you know, people show up to the bus stop. They're not planning ahead.
Yeah.
So you are trying to change a behavior that doesn't exist already. Unless, please correct me if I'm wrong.
No, that's
just trying to understand how you're going to go
the
against that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the time is up. So I think the questions, but I just wanted to know how, I think Stefan asked a very important question on scaling beyond the school ecosystem, right? How do you win? How do you take this from? Because the traditional approach actually works. The only issue is they don't have enough buses to service the demand that is coming in. So why do you think this would ease? Why do you think what's it called? VIP would want to adopt. I know STC has a reservation infrastructure. I mean, I've used it a couple of times. And sometimes with STC, it's not about, it's more of a fiscal infrastructure problem than a data infrastructure problem. So how do you think you are going to like win?
Yeah. So for even with the demand thing you just talked about, right? The only reason why people are trooping in every single day over there is it comes back to the reservation thing. If you know on that day, like we have with flights, if I know, because yesterday I came with flights as well. If you know that there are no flights available, you start thinking of the other alternative, right? Or going to, it means you're just basically not traveling that particular day, right? But assuming we all didn't know that you buy your tickets to move with the plane when you get to the airport. You go there every single time, there are people there forming a queue, right? Because they don't know if planes are even available to move. We believe that once the reservation culture is actually adopted, with the finance bit he's talking about, now, like, deployment is planned. And then secondly, these operators actually have money to expand their operations and to invest more into the buses they're talking about, because now they have data. They will know that maybe Mondays, the 10 is not enough. Maybe we need to go to 15, we need to go to 20. They can plan around the world, they can talk to investors. Others can bring more buses in. So we still think that once the cultural bit, and it's very difficult, like this thing, I'm looking at it like 5-10 years, like, but once we get that bit right, I really do think that like the will reinforce itself. Like naturally, because then when himself will call NS Sunday, you know, there are no buses available because maybe you didn't book yesterday. And you are okay with everybody agrees, the whole country knows there are no buses available. So maybe you seek other routes. Maybe your uncle will go and drop you himself. Maybe you pick a sprinter. The point is that you will know in that moment that there's nothing like that over there for you to move. So we still think it still comes back to reservation, and that's what we are pushing. We are pushing for that so that it mimics the orderliness of the flight reservation system and what's already working with FlexBus in Europe. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
The comments with them. The comments, will they be given to them?
If they want, it's not mandatory. Oh, okay. But maybe just in case someone come and like, why?
I just want to know how I'll write things.
Yeah, I get it. But I don't see it. Can I use ChatGPT? Do you like ChatGPT? Anyways.
Don't do mistake.
Please, good morning, everyone. I'm Benjamin Oseusu, a fifth-year medical student and a co-founder of One-to-One Academy, alongside my partner here, Jojo Salasi Ando, a fourth-year pharmacy student and also a co-founder of One-to-One Academy. So how did our vision of One-to-One Academy come about? So we are both health professionals trying to enter into tech with a passion for tech. So we decided to, okay, let's look for online mentors. Let's go to Twitter and search for people who are ahead of us in this field that we can learn from. So when we got there, we realized that, okay, Twitter had a community for us. It had the mentors. But then learning on Twitter wasn't in an orderly fashion. You had to pick information from here, pick information from there, and it wasn't organized. So what did we decide to do? We decided to then move from Twitter to Udemy, which had organized form of learning with videos. But then what did we also lack on Udemy? A community. We lacked a community where we could share our ideas and also learn from. So then, how did One-to-One come to do this? One-to-One then came to bridge the gap between community and structured video learning, putting them together to enhance community learning and also getting access to online mentors. Now, what what did one-to-one solve actually? One-to-one solved two major problems in the SHS community, which is first one, we realized that when our students come back home from vacation and after spending over 2 weeks on their phones, most of them are addicted to the dopamine releasing scrolling on various social media platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and Snapchat. So most of them complain about unproductivity, feeling tired after spending over 8 hours scrolling on various social media platforms. So then what did we decide to do as an one-to-one organized academy? We decided to then replace their feed with profitable things where students can now scroll to learn rather than scroll to have dopamine releases, because we are medics and we understand how the dopamine circuitry reward system works, that you can't make them stop. However, you can replace it with a profitable form of scrolling. So that's what one-to-one is about. When you open our app and come to the feed, everything you see consists of soft books. And what are the soft books? Soft books are basically things you learn from the courses. So we have the soft book aspect for the feed, and we also have a course section where you can watch videos to learn and also come and post your content or everything learned from the videos on the feed so that everybody can share and engage in whatever you learn. Our second problem we solved is that the government instituted a new syllabus in the year 2024-2025 for the WASI people, and we realized that aside the studying textbooks they have in schools and what the teachers will teach them, they didn't really have any proper reference materials they could get to. So then, once one came in, we decided to shoot videos with NSMQ stars targeting the new WAEC and WASI syllabus so that if a student learns in class, doesn't understand, wouldn't have to resort to just AI or textbooks, but then can have proper videos and learn from NSMQ champions who went through the same process and properly understand everything they learned in SHS so that they can really learn. It's like peer learning from your peers. And then these NSMQ champions are properly trained in school so they can really communicate the information to that. But we didn't end there. We killed 3 birds with 1 stone. Apart from targeting WASI, we also shipped in a little bit of NSMQ so that anybody who wants to engage in that quiz can also learn more from the video. And also, students who want to engage in international exams like Maths Olympiad and SATs can also benefit and have their share from that. So that's what we, and why is one-to-one coming in now? One-to-one is coming in now because the government's policy aligns with our vision. The government has instituted the GSSP, that's the Ghana Smart School Project, sharing over 980,000 tablets to senior high school students, GM1 tablets, which can access the internet. So with these tablets, our software can have a hardware to land on where students can refer to even in school, such that if they are taught and they don't understand, they just have to refer back to the one-to-one app, access the videos, and learn to understand. That's why we are coming now, because the policy of the government aligns with our vision. Now, traction. One-to-One Academy, we started as an academy where we're having vacation classes for students, where students will come back from school and NSMQ teachers will be teaching them. And to prove that this truly works, we started from 10 followers on our WhatsApp channel. And as I'm speaking now, we can boast over 8,000 followers on WhatsApp, 15.6 thousand followers on TikTok in a span of 18 months, over 2.5 million watch views on TikTok, and also over 26,000 watch views on YouTube, all in a space of 18 months, showing that one-to-one just doesn't attract the students, but rather when they come, they stay. They stay because we produce value. And with these numbers we have, what was the essence of getting all these numbers? We had 4 cohorts this year, and the revenue generated from the cohorts kept on increasing, such that in our latest cohort we had over 20,000 CDs from 76 registered students, proving that yes, one-to-one will work. It wouldn't just provide value, but then the students and their parents are willing to pay for the value being provided. Now, one-to-one also has a very wide market. Considering the SHS community, there are over 1.2 million students in SHS, of over 1,000 SHS and technical institutions in the country. So if one-to-one is targeting this market, that means our market will be endless. Why? Because the same SHS students will move from SHS into university, and then they will be replaced by GHS students. And people will ask, or somebody will ask, if the SHS students leave, won't you lose your market? No. So one-to-one saw this gap, and we decided to mend the gap by adding a skills section to our app. So when we add a skills section by posting skills such as Forex, graphic designing, music, and all those stuff, it would engage the tertiary students. So even if they go to university, they will still see the need to use our app and wouldn't stop using it beyond SHS. So that's how our market basically is. Then we come to the product one-to-one itself. What is so special about our app? One, we have portfolios. So if somebody scrolls and comes across a portfolio where a student has posted a soft book, the student can just tap on enroll to enroll in a particular course they learned that soft book from. Aside that, the students also have access to Lamla, an AI built in the app to help them study and understand everything better. And now the last thing we have on the app is following. You can follow and connect with mentors and mentees all over the country in Ghana. Basically, that's what our product one-to-one is about. And how do we plan on generating funds? We plan on generating funds through premium subscriptions, where people can pay for premium. And we realize that this will work because even now that we are having our classes beyond the app, students are paying for the value we give. So when they are asked to subscribe to the premium, which will be quite cheaper than what we are charging, they will do it without any difficulties. That is how we plan on generating. And also, we can also work with industry experts where they can also post their content, post their videos on our apps. Then we partner with them, write an agreement, and see percentages one-to-one can take and percentages that will go to the industry experts. Now, all our infrastructure is built on Moolre's APIs. We are using all of Moolre's APIs, the collections, the disbursements, the SMS, and the USSDs. Now, one-to-one designed a very nice feature called the one-to-one wallet, which is a first financial wallet students in SHS will get access to. Because take note, they are between the ages of 13 and 19. So no financial institution will really target these people thinking that, oh, they are minors. But hey, think of this. With a one-to-one wallet, parents will then fund the wallet where students can't withdraw from the wallet. So it's a closed loop. Parents fund the wallet. Then students will use the monies in their wallet to purchase courses and learn. So they don't have to be calling their parents continuously while they're in school. The parent can fund the wallet once, and the student will use it to purchase courses to learn. So with this wallet, it's a financial form of education for the students where they can know and have responsibility that I am saving to learn on this app, and I'm not wasting money, and I'm also getting value for what I'm doing. So basically, this is what is about. We are using all the 4 APIs of Moolre to sustain the app. So one is here to save a generation from doom scrolling and replace it with live scrolling, because as medics, we understand the dire consequences of wasting time engaging in short-circuitry dopamine rewarding systems, which make the students unproductive, which make them lazy and feel tired after doing nothing within the day. So one-to-one is here to impact the generation, to make them better future leaders, so that the country will be great again. Thank you very much.
Freddy's looking at me, so I guess I'll go first. Great presentation. Thank you for going through all of the pieces. I think we got most of the elements I would expect touched on. Can you talk a little bit more about what you have in place at the moment? You talked about using all the 4 APIs from Moolre. But what does the product look like? How long have you been in it? You said 18 months?
Yes.
Okay, so what is the product exactly? I mean, is it being used? Is there a platform right now that's being used?
Yeah, so initially we were just an academy, and 4 weeks ago, that was when we launched the tech product, which is the one-to-one app.
Okay.
Yes, and so far we've been able to upload 2 courses on the app, which you can see there. Yeah, and for traction, we also had the first course we uploaded. We had about 700 users doing this one, enrolling, signing up into the course just to come and watch the course video. And yesterday we also uploaded the second course video, which has pushed the numbers to 925 users currently.
These are all paid users? They're all paid?
No, for now it's just a free course you have uploaded, and the courses are uploaded in sections. So let's say section 1 and section 2 might be free, but when we upload section 3 of a particular course, it might be paid. So if you are going with section 1, section 2, and you understand, you want to continue with what you are with section 3, we might add a payment, we might add a price to it for you to continue with it.
And how are you recruiting the experts into the platform?
So currently
The experts are past National Science and Maths Quiz students, and we were also past NSMQ students. So we have this connection with them. We have a group where they are all there, and we've spoken to them, and they are also willing to help. And every year too, since we are kind of like the old boys of them, we are able to contact them, old boys of the past NSMQ students. We are able to contact these NSMQ students for them to also enroll, for them to also help in producing courses in the app.
I'm curious, how old are you? Yeah. 22. Can I? Yeah, sure. A nice presentation, by the way. I love everything. I'm going to come off the social media perspective because I make content online. I feel like for a product like this, you need more eyes outside the platform, right? For platforms like Udemy, Coursera, in as much as they've established themselves, they also have social media platforms. I just checked your page, and there's like just 4 videos there. It's been, I think the first video was 4 months ago. How long has this been in place? Like this particular platform you've built, how long has it been there? Your one-to-one academy platform, yes.
Okay, so this app, when we had the app, we were just I think we launched the app this year around March, but not to the public, just for us to test it. And also we also wanted to shoot the courses before we release the app to the public. And the problem was that we had to bootstrap to create a studio in one of our hostels, so that they come there because they're in the university, so they just come to our room to come and shoot the course. So that was what kept us long to release the app last 4 weeks ago, because we can't release the app without posting courses there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I've seen you're interviewing NSMQ contestants.
Yeah.
On your page. I'm on the YouTube page, yes. Yes, because that's where most people will go, especially since it's a course-based platform.
Yeah.
YouTube is supposed to host longer formats, right? It's a good place to sell the product with more information for students, or because when I was in university, YouTube I was using to learn.
Yeah.
You get it? So most people will go there. It's okay to create. You have other social media pages?
Yeah, we have TikTok.
How many followers is there?
15.6 thousand followers.
You post every day. What's the consistency like?
Oh, we're able to get over 10,000 views, weekly, and sometimes we can shoot to 150,000 views per post.
Per post?
Yeah.
And on what platform again are you on?
We have a WhatsApp channel.
A WhatsApp channel?
8,000 followers too.
Are you on? So you just TikTok, WhatsApp,
and YouTube.
And YouTube.
Yeah, so for YouTube, we delayed coming there because we wanted to really amass numbers on our TikTok, because we realized that the algorithm of YouTube was quite difficult. And at that time, we didn't have a proper studio and proper videoing equipment to shoot for YouTube. So we then decided, okay, let's test the TikTok algorithm to see. And it was quite supportive. So in a space of 18 months, we were able to shoot to like 15.6.
Yeah, right. So TikTok has a very rewarding, it's a very rewarding platform, but I wouldn't want you to just stay there. Okay, this is a suggestion. There are other platforms you can utilize, like Instagram, Snapchat Spotlight, Facebook, or even X. Since I think you started with saying you went on X to check something, you want to post there too as well. Because these platforms could actually get you some revenue, especially with X and Facebook and even YouTube. Another thing too I want to add is maybe you'd want to work on the branding properly for your YouTube pages or your social media pages in its entirety. I've not checked the rest, right? And then focus on building. I like the fact that your TikTok is doing some numbers, but don't just sleep there. My TikTok account was banned. And luckily I had different platforms that I was working with. Imagine this is my livelihood and then one is just gone like that, I have to survive on the rest. But luckily I'd grown each one of them to be able to not even care about the TikTok, to a point where I had to grow a new TikTok account again without stressing. So there could be a possibility of that page, so it's not going to happen, never. But there's a possibility of it, having issues, and now you lose clients or customers who might even be able to be transferred from there to YouTube to make your stuff. So you want to create other platforms like Instagram, Snapchat Spotlight, X, and even Facebook. Okay.
Please, thank you.
So I think you guys have figured out distribution, which is good, which is the social, amassing the following and things like that. I think one of my questions is around what informs course content. Like this objective to say, hey, you come together and you just say, let's put 5 things together and call it a course, you know, and what informs like a course being successful. So let's say if I enroll in a Forex course, is it that if I make my first $100 and I give you a review, that means the course is successful? Because at the end of the day, I think you also need to look at the data part of things as well. Yeah.
And sorry, in addition to what he said, are your courses like standardized courses? Like who creates and validates the content to make sure that it meets the curriculum and the standard that is required?
So currently, one-to-one is just focused on the WASI syllabus, right? Using the WASI syllabus as a hallmark. So we create content around the new syllabus. But for the Forex aspect of it, that one we will contact industry experts. So our plan is that if you're able to amass enough numbers, let's say 1 million users on our app, and we contact Kojo Forex that come and upload your course on our app, he would see market 1 million. Wow! So he would see 1 million people of SHS and university people combined. So he wouldn't hesitate to tap into that market to make profit. So ours right now is to focus on the WASI, increase our numbers, then invite industry experts to partner with us.
Yeah, also want to add. So we have the course has a soft book part, and it makes everything open. So if someone's course is, let's say, WAC, you can post a soft book about it, and when you post a soft book about it, people will see. You get it? So when people see, they know that, okay, so this course is actually not this one. And we that we are having the app, we know how we can review the course and also maybe kick it out, or so that we can also kick it out. Yeah.
Sorry, can you maybe just define what a soft book is?
Yeah, sure, that's fine. Yeah, so a soft book is a tweet-like post that has an enroll button attached to it. Yeah, so what we are trying to do is that when someone learns in the app, we want to keep them connected to what they've learned. So because you've learned the app, because you've learned a course in the app, your other colleagues too have also learned something about it. They understand it different from you. They post a soft book about it. When they post a soft book about it, let's say constant scrolling will keep you connected to what you've learned. So recalling becomes easy. That's what a soft book. That's how I define a soft book.
So what I would like to understand is, are you a social platform? Are you an education platform? Are you a revenue generating platform? Because it seems like you're mixing quite a few things in there.
So we are a social learning platform that generates revenue. So when we started with our presentation, we chipped in a story about the fact that when you go to the traditional learning courses, learning apps, you just get access to the course, you learn it, then you leave. Right? No community to share your ideas with, nobody to share what you learned with, no mentor, no mentee, no peer. So we decided to bridge that gap. That, oh fine, if you come to our app, you learn all right, but then you also get the opportunity to post what you've learned for others to see, and others to also interact with your understanding of a particular course, right? And they can, exchange ideas and everything.
So what's your core platform? If you were to describe one-to-one as, let's say, a single thing, what are you?
A social learning platform.
Social learning platform. So are you like the TikTok app that people did from Harvard? The one that I get on my YouTube every day? That a group of friends from Harvard came up with TikTok for brilliant people. You guys have not seen that ad? None of you have seen that ad? Okay, it's a stupid ad, but it was just, all right.
Yeah. How do you guys make money?
Yeah, so for now, with the app, we've not started making money yet because we've not started posting like paid courses.
No, I know you are not making money now, but I'm saying, how do you make money?
Okay, so yeah,
or how do you intend to make money?
On the app.
Yeah. Generally, whether through the app, an academy, how do you make money?
So right now, as we said, we have an academy, right? So after doing publicity and so what we do is that when students come back from school, we organize free classes. And trust me, we're able to get 1,000 increase every time you have a free class. Like people trooping, trying to get the free classes. So after having 1 or 2 free classes, then we introduce to them, oh, if you want more, come and pay. And trust, most students come to pay, they're able to convince their parents. Sometimes we have to do the convincing with the parents so that they all agree to pay, then the students will enroll in the premium class. And then
So how much have you made so far from the classes?
So our latest cohort, we generated 20,000 cedis. Yeah, for the cohort 4 with 75 registered students. And then, this year we started with cohort 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the revenue kept on increasing. I think from 5,000 to 7,000 to the latest one that we had over 20,000 Ghana cedis.
Dollars.
Cedis.
And 75 enrolled students, right?
Yeah, 75.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's like 267.
Yeah, averagely.
Yeah.
Sorry, last question. I hope the timekeeper doesn't catch me. Your content is mostly for STEM.
Yes.
Why?
Why are you not sure?
So our content, because we have the core maths, the core subject aspect too, which goes across for every single student. But then, you see, we recruit the smartest students in STEM, and of late, recruiting the smartest students in the other aspects is quite difficult. It's because there's a competition that projects the smart people in STEM, so we're able to see them easily and recruit them. But then for the other aspects, since there's not really a competition to find, we are now trying to find ways of recruiting them, then we would also
So you'd add other programs in the future?
Exactly. We'll add other programs.
Right.
I think maybe my last comment would be, I like the fact that you guys are figuring out the infra. If you ask me, like, I'm a big lover of infra. So you are doing the groundwork, trying to understand, do the classes and stuff. I think maybe just work on the product some more, but really, really good.
In addition to that, I think you also need to figure out how to make money.
Yeah.
Right? Because like something needs to keep the business up, right? And if anyone would want to support this, they want to see how you are going to scale it, because I think you've done a good job on figuring out how to grow a community. That community should be able to pay for they being on the platform, right? Creating your content is not going to be cheap, right? So even if they are paying 5 CDs at scale, you make a lot of money, right? And also trust matter. Don't be scared to put paywalls on things, right? Just make sure that it's easier for people to be able to pay for the value that you're offering, and make it very social for people to feel more inclusive, right? But I think if you figure the money part of it and the product part of it, like, it will be very, very successful.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Well done. Thank you.
Oh, it's on.
It's on.
It not go on and off.
I think it goes on. It's
Good
off right now.
No. Personally.
Good morning, honorable people. My name is Julius. I'm a co-founder and CEO of Vet Group. Okay. Good morning, honorable people. My name is Julius, a CEO and a co-founder of Vet Group. Okay, so the animal pet, the pet.
Brief.
Yeah. The pet healthcare in Africa is fragmented and hard to gain access to, causing a lot of problems for pet owners, clinics, and also individuals, and also the pet. So pet often faces fatalities and die due to unavailability of emergency treatment under catastrophic circumstances. Also, diseases like endemic diseases and also infectious diseases. Okay, leaving pet owners 0% chance of assessing how urgent their pets need medical care. All right. So pet owners often struggle to find and book appointments, book vets, keep medical responses, and also revisiting of the vet history. All right. History. Veterinary clinic loses money on appointment missed out because there are no connections between the veterinary clinics and also the pet owners. And also there is no AI to actually help you assess how urgent the situation is, booking appointments, analyze symptoms, and also access live information of your pet. Okay, so the solution for all this problem is VetHoop. VetHoop is a first AI-powered veterinary platform for pet owners in Ghana and Africa, bringing pet owners fast bookings, medical responses, research, and medical operations. Okay, so with our systems AI triage, you basically get access to all this, and it is easy. Booking appointments, requesting medical information, assessing complete history, and getting live data and assessing urgency, all is made available to you in seconds. Okay, so what used to be the documentation of the vet system have been simplified and is now on your mobile phone. What used to be files and books and mini books for your visits and keeping record and tracking of your history are all now being made available to you and easily accessible to you on your mobile phone. Okay, good. So vet often goes through some changes that most owners don't know about, going through some inner changes, obviously, that most owners don't know about. So with the right information like the date of birth, the name, the age, the breed, the type, and also other details, including a picture, our system's AI helps you to track the changes that occurs in the animal system that individuals don't know about. Okay, so yeah, we have the notification system that basically keeps pet owners and veterinary clinics updated with just simple notifications and also and alert systems. Every pet owner and clinic knows how and what is happening to their pet. So yeah, Ghana is a large country with over 34 million people and about 10 million pet owners right now and 256 veterinary clinics in Ghana. We plan on getting everybody on our platform. Yes. So with Moolre's payment and SMS disbursement technology, this will all be made easy for us. Okay, so we've visited 200. We've visited three veterinary platforms now, and all agrees to be on our platform, with one having paid for a subscription package and waiting for the release of VetHoop. Okay, and I mean, like I said, we visited 3 veterinary clinics, and we are planning to visit all the clinics in Ghana, but with the leverage of doing that, we need the startup money to visit the clinic and also running the best advertisement platform for VetHoop. Okay. Okay, so with this information, we clearly have 100% chances that every veterinary platform in Ghana will basically join our platform, and also we plan on getting 5 to 10% of the pet owners on our platform also. Okay, connecting them to the pet owner, connecting them to various clinics, and also keeping all of them on our platform. Okay, so we have 5,000 active supporters now, and also 3 clinic available right now, and we are planning on expanding it. Okay, so our first year goal, we are planning on reaching out to all the veterinary platforms in Ghana. Yes, we plan on traveling and sharing our ideas to all the veterinary platform nationwide to get them on our platform. Okay, and also, like I said, get 5 to 10% of the 10 million pet owners right now. And yes, so we have 5,000 active supporters, like I said, also waiting for the release of VetHook. And with that being said, VetHook would basically be a good investment. Okay, so with that, I think that is all for VetHook. Thank you very much, and thank you for appreciating.
You mentioned that your platform is not live yet. So what stage of release are you?
Hi, thank you once again. I am Andrew Sminta and also the co-founder. For now, our platform is live. The website is live, but we are currently on review to upload the APK and the AAB to App Store.
And when you say the website is live, what does the website currently do?
Okay, so it's vethook.com.
No, I mean, what does it do?
What does it do?
Yes.
So it's basically cross-platform. So anything that you can do on the web, you can do on the mobile app at the same time. And one thing that we actually considered bringing it to the mobile app is because we wanted to feel like it's in your pocket. Website sometimes makes it a bit you recalling the name of or the domain of the website makes it really some way when you're in stress or something. So we want pet owners to feel like having or tracking their pet health right in their pocket. So that's basically what we are trying to do.
So when I go on the website, what can I do on the website?
What can you do on the website? So basically, you can use our AI triage that's checking symptoms with your pet whenever there's something happening. As an example, like let's say 2 a.m., you have a dog or you have an animal and you see it's shivering or acting unnormal, right? What you can do is that you can use the mobile application or the web app to try and open the triage section and take a footage or try and text the AI what's going on, right? And the AI analyzes what you are saying and gives you some basic or brief responses or health tips to do. Whilst you are texting with the AI, when it detects that you need immediate like emergency, what it does is that since it's actually at dawn and there is no vet available, it gives you some basic health tips to do to save the dog, and also books and a vet's clinic closer to you.
How does your AI work? What models are you using?
So we are using Gemini API.
Which of the models?
The model we are using, I think for budget sake, we're using I think 2.5.
Flashlight.
Yeah.
Flash.
Light, yes, please.
Light.
Yes, light.
And you're sure that the advice that it's given is medical?
Yes, and one basic thing is that we are also with the footage section, right? We are using certain keywords that when like let's say blood, vomiting, choking, there are certain keywords or trigger words we are adding to the prompt, like the knowledge, like the AI knowledge that we are putting in the prompting, so that when the pet owner is trying to have a conversation with the AI, it detects this kind of stuff and easily triggers the automation that's booking the vet closest to the person.
Come. You want to?
Hi, so can you walk me through like a use case? Because you are saying there's the clinic side being onboarded and there's the user side. Just walk me through both use cases.
Sure. So basically what we are trying to do is that we had one main motive: create a platform, connect pet owners, right, and also veterinary clinics, not just in Ghana, but we are starting in Ghana first, but basically across the globe. So you can have a way of tracking your pet's health right in your pocket. Anywhere you are or anywhere you go across the world, you can find a veterinary clinic or try and check your pet's health right at the comfort of your home or house traveling in your pocket. So that's what we're trying to do. And in a way, we are for the business models, we are not taking any fee from the client side, right? It's free on your end, but that's the pet owners. But we are partnering with clinics, and we are taking subscription based since it's a partnership, and they'll get their money back by we actually the pet owners actually booking an appointment. They actually book an appointment onto through our platform. They pay for fees, right? And we take a percentage or platform fees from that particular source of income. So we have two streams. One stream is it being the subscription-based clinic charge, and also little fees that we take for each appointment on the platform. So that's what basically we are doing right now.
First off, I should have said this earlier. I think you should have done the presentation. Because you let your brother stress a lot during the presentation. So maybe in the subsequent times when you're doing a presentation elsewhere, you should try as much as possible.
Sure.
And this is not to shade you in any way. I loved what you did, but obviously he seems better articulated with what he's saying. Secondly, there's a comment on YouTube right now saying that most Ghanaians do not care about their pets.
Yes.
Right?
Really?
Yes. Yeah. That's
so the only way to get people to actually patronize or use your platform is to try and get Ghanaians or the region you are in right now to fall in love with their pets. I love my pets. Yes. I'm not gonna lie, and I find myself using this more because of the lack of easy access to vets and the rest. So I would, and if I knew about this earlier on, I don't think my dog would have died of what's it called, worms or whatever was wearing it. Okay. So I see it as a good platform. But how many of me, exist in this country, and what do you plan, or how do you plan on, instilling this in people for them to fall in love with the pets loving? Like you said, people eat cats. Yeah. Some even eat dogs. Yeah. So what would change someone's mind like that to be able to?
So as times goes on and we are growing as a company, you have sectors that will be engaging the public, educating them on how to keep their pets safe and certain wrongdoings that they mostly do to risk the health of their pets. So that's one thing. And also, we actually also targeting the expats or the diaspora, foreign people coming to Ghana or Ghanaian going to different countries. Those with pets, they tend to, because it's a different environment. Not all pet species actually cope with the weather. Okay. And sometimes it's really hard for you to actually see and trust a particular vet close to you. You don't need to speak to anyone. You pick our platform. You check for any vet that's verified. You book an appointment with them, and we handle everything. That's what we are trying to do. So it's we are trying to, and also we are trying to make a cross record. Let's say an example. When you are in a particular clinic, right, and you stop services with that particular clinic and you go to a new clinic, all that data with the old clinic is gone. So with our platform, you are taking or tracking every single thing, right? Because when you try and book a different platform, a different vet clinic, they get all those data and also more information about your pet and all those records. So it's easier for them to know what to do. So we are trying to track their data and all those things. Yes, please. So that's what we're trying to do.
Okay, cool. Okay, so with that, can I?
Yeah.
Okay, so with that being said, I think individual clinics also have some systems. Okay, so individual clinics also have some systems like the website and applications running, but for them it is quite expensive to run, and also the kind of people they reach is quite limited. So our platform is giving them the hands and also giving them a cheaper price with our subscriptions. So we give them a wide range of assessment, and that is all.
Thank you. Your AI platform, right? If I go on ChatGPT or Claude, right, or Gemini, right? I mean Gemini because it can even give me location, the nearest vet around you and all that. Yeah. All right. And to be very honest, my dad even now uses AI more than I do. Every single thing, he's putting it into an AI platform, right? So what is the competitive edge? What makes your platform? Why would I stop using what I currently use, which I feel it performs a bit better, to come and pick yours? Or to come
And
adopt yours?
just to add to that, your clinics that you yourself mentioned are what, 256. So I don't really see the appeal, because you're in a market where, one, people don't care about their pets.
Yeah.
Two, there's only 256 clinics that you've identified. My kitten died yesterday, unfortunately.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The kids came and said it's gone to heaven. I said okay. I moved on. And now you're using a feature on your application which is currently like it's a commodity right now, right? Everyone has access to AI. Like if you have a Google phone, you basically have Gemini. You can do that. So why do you think this market works? I'm just going in line with where he's coming from.
All right, so I get what you're saying, and it's not basically sometimes not all about being like using AI to check symptoms and all those stuff. In a way, we are trying to solve problems too for the staff or the veterinary doctors. Right? One thing I think they mostly have issues with is like most of them are having intense like softwares that they are using to manage their customers and all those things, and some of them also pay for managing their personal website. We bring in VetWhoop on board. You don't have to worry about that. So they partner with us, and we do the forwarding. We forward them with the client.
So is VetWhoop for consumers?
Yes.
Or it's for veterinarians?
So actually, we are adding both together, but we are adding more.
But who is willing to pay you?
The clinics. So
What would they pay?
So the model.
How does a clinic pay?
Yeah.
Yes. So before a clinic actually partner with us or we onboard them, they have subscription tiers. We have the basic, accredited, and specialist, right? So they have fees that they're supposed to pay, and depending on the level of subscription they do, they get more features out of it. And some of the features are, let's say, more search results and the AI recommending them and all those things. And also, they getting their dashboard and analytics and all those stuff.
Sorry, because of time, right? Let me help you, right?
Sure.
If you are still going to pursue this, the way I see you making money, I mean, like we're saying, like the tools are there. A veterinary service guy can build like a detailed CRM to the on-cloud and pay like $20 a month for it, right? If you are telling me about monetization, I'm seeing monetization from a point where people are booking the service on your platform and you are making money from it, right? From the consumer side, because there's a service that they are paying for, right? When they want to book an appointment with the exactly, or buy medications or feed, like a small marketplace where they can buy medication or feed, which sometimes you need specialists, veterinary shops to be able to get that. That is where probably I see value. The AI is an add-on, like is not a game changer, all right? Far from that. So, and he mentioned something very, very important around infrastructure, because no matter what you do, there's one veterinary officer in one of the 250 veterinary shops across the country, right? So sometimes it's not just about technology. If you even use your platform to match all of them, there's a limit to what they can take. Do you get where I'm coming from? So look at things that lowest hanging fruits that can get your platform to scale, because all of us are here. It's not just for the Moolre pitch to win the money and all that. It's also building something that you can actually get people to use and make money from and make it sustainable. Aside that, it will just be another pet project.
How much revenue have you raised so far?
So for now, I think we started around July 1st.
This year?
Yeah, this year.
So there's no revenue?
There's no revenue.
So I think just to add to it, right, maybe try try and look into the animal or the pet's life cycle, as he's saying, feed to this, to care, to mortality and whatever, and maybe build around that or build around the B2B side of things. Because in my mind, I'm thinking, why would a vet want to pay you? Like, what are they getting from your platform? Like, are you optimizing their whole process to say, okay, when they come in, somebody comes, there's this, there's some recommendation, there's that. Like, why would a vet pay you money to be onboarded, you know? And why would I even pay you money to be on the platform as a user? And then one metric that I saw was 10 million people have pets in Ghana. I don't know. Like, I'm a data person, so I'm very particular about certain things.
But
I think
sorry, where's the
one
source
thing
of that data?
you take, right, from all of this is just, are you actually solving a problem that needs to be solved, right? I think at the crux of it all, that's what you're hearing. So start with that very basic thing. Like, in Ghana, is this really a problem, right? Because everything else sort of falls in line. Not that it will be like, you know, a given, but it really takes care of maybe 70% of the issues that you're going to have here.
Yeah.
And I think what you're hearing from most people here is that the belief or the conviction that this is a real problem that you're solving is just not there, right? So maybe go back to the drawing board. Maybe the apparatus that you have makes sense, but maybe it will make sense for something else, maybe not pets, right? So think about that. Are you solving a real problem? And be honest with yourselves about that, and then take it from there, because everything else will fall in place if that is actually, you know, there's a real problem that you're solving, okay?
All right, sure.
So thank you for your time. The next people have to bring water or something.
Yeah, literally.
All right, thank you very much.
Build a law first.
So just 2 more.
Wait, no. There's one more. How many are we
One,
doing?
2, 3, 5.
Eh?
No center. Oh, you center. Okay,
You can see.
Good day, everyone. I am Mame Abna Uthua, and this is our Check Story. Before I begin, I'd like to share a story with everyone, and it's a true story, actually. Back in senior high school, there was this one young lady in my class who happened to be a day student. She had been absent for a week. Nobody really knew her whereabouts. Our class teacher realized, called the parents, and they were just as shocked as we were, not knowing she had gone to her boyfriend's place. Can you believe? You can't. This is the problem Checks is aiming to solve. Paper records are very hard to manage. Sometimes records go missing. And if you happen to live in some parts of Accra, floods may carry them away. Parents are mostly the last people to know whether their kids are in school or not. And most Ghanaian parents don't use smartphones or school apps, but rather SMS and dial phones. Yeah. Our project aligns with SDG 4, which is quality education, and SDG 10, which is reduced inequalities. This is how Checks works. So when you take your work to school, a biometric is taken, then when a biometric is taken, it sends a message to the parent when the child is absent or late. So when a child is in school, no message sends to the parent, but when the child is absent or late, a message goes to the parent. And some children are recalcitrant to the point that when they get to school, they don't even attend classes. So when the teacher gets to class, an attendance is taken again, and with that attendance, if you are absent, a message sent to your parent after the lesson. Also, when the child is leaving the school, There's a checkout, and a message is sent to your parents as well.
So what you're about to see is a live demo of a student checking into the school late and therefore missing a class.
Okay.
Yeah, so the teacher has started attendance. Yeah, and you can see Abna Usua is part of the class, but is going to miss the class because he has not reported to school yet. Now this is Abna Usua checking into school late. And there goes the SMS message alerting the parents that Abna Usua is late for class. So this cannot be possible without Moolre. Moolre is helping us to do all of this. The SMS notification that is going to the parents, Moolre SMS. The USSD that the parents use to check the student attendance details, Moolre USSD. And the parents also, the schools also use Moolre collections to pay checks.
So we want to start with Ashanti region first, then we move to Greater Accra, then we go nationwide. Right. Now we are focusing on private schools. So we have a base plan. So for 200 students, the school pays 6,000 cedis, and if an additional student is added, an amount of 35 cedis is added per student. For now, we are starting with 3 pilot schools who are currently using paper registrations and are ready to introduce checks into their school system. And the fun part is, when you start with checks, for the first term, you get a 30% discount off the money you're supposed to pay for the first term.
So this is our 3-year financial projection, and we start operation in September, and in the first quarter of the operation, we are going to invest into the hardware built for the entrance attendance. And so right after that, we get our 3 pilot schools on board, and for their first quarter of operation, it's completely free because it's pilot. Now, once we are done with the pilot stage, the next quarter, which we are going to make them pay us, that is going to generate revenue that is going to make us break even, and our profits continues from there.
This is what checks is asking for. We are asking for an amount of 70,000 cedis, and that amount includes hardware, which is 30%, marketing, which is 20%, compliance and setup, which is 8%, and the others there. Also, we want to pilot school partnership, mentorship and strategic support, introduction to education and stakeholders. Checks Ghana, every child, every parent, every network. Thank you.
Me first, or Fox first. Hi, nice presentation. You said you need 70,000 cities. You said you need 70,000 cities, right?
Yes.
And I saw the divisions. Do you have social media presence?
For now, no.
No. I'm thinking of it, right? And your core focus is with students in private schools for now, right? No government school yet. And then the student needs a phone to log in or to check in. So how does the system work?
Okay, so we have 2 modes of attendance: the check-in at the entrance and then the attendance in the classroom. Now, checking at the attendance, the school will be assigned the hardware system that we have built ourselves, and so the students just check in with their thumbprint, all right, and that marks the attendance for the school. Now in the class attendance is taken by the teachers. So the teachers have the app on their devices, and when they come, they take the attendance on their app. So the students don't need phones to take attendance.
Okay, I was a bit confused because the demo you showed, she was with a phone taking a selfie.
Yeah, we needed to find a way to still show you how it's going to operate.
Okay.
All right.
So that in that circumstance, let's say the student is checking in.
Yes, the students, this is something to demonstrate how a student is checking in at the entrance. All right.
Okay,
But so
okay,
in real
okay.
operation, it's going to use, yeah.
All right, cool, understood.
Yeah. So, in terms of how the students, so first you onboard the students.
Yes.
You onboard every student.
Yeah.
So you onboard them, you take their biometrics.
Yeah.
So anytime they come to school, they clock in with their thumbnails.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, interesting. So who pays for the hardware?
So we take care of the hardware. We don't sell the hardware to the school. The school use our hardware so that to render the service that we are providing.
Okay, interesting. Okay, all right. Another thing I saw 6,000, 5,000 CDs monthly subscription. Who pays? What is the frequency?
The frequency.
Is it per term or per?
Yeah, per term.
So you need, okay. Okay. Yeah. But why, sorry, you wanted to ask a question?
I want to ask something.
You go on.
What's the traction right now? Like, where are you actually operating? Do you have a prototype in place? Who's using it? And then what are the numbers for
And
it?
how old is your product?
All right. So we are currently based in Kumasi, and we are STEM instructors. We go to schools a lot, and then we talk to their students and then their teachers as well. So 3 of these schools that we talk to about what we are building develop an interest, and then we would like to take on the pilot test for us. All right. So that is.
What does develop an interest mean?
Yeah.
They gave us their word that they would want such a system.
Did they sign
in
a
their
contract with you?
No, please.
So it was a gentleman's agreement. No, I'm not asking this easily because anything I know about ed tech is that schools don't move.
Yep.
Right? They don't buy. Unless you're giving it to them for free or they can find a way of getting money off the parents, they just don't purchase. So when you say they gave you their word, what exactly does that mean?
They told us that they would really like to have such a system in their school.
And how old is your product?
So we are still in the development phase.
How old is it?
A year.
It's up to a year old.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think my questions are around consent.
Okay.
You know, if I'm a parent and then, hey, the school just says, I don't want my kid to be doing this, I have control of my child, what happens next? And also things are around data privacy, data protection, because you are taking people's thumbprints and things like that, you know. Have you thought of that area?
Yeah. So with the fingerprints data, it's local to the school. It does not get pushed to the cloud or anything. It's just their status, the student status, as in the attendance status, that gets to the cloud. So with privacy, it's handled. And then with parents that wouldn't want their children to, wouldn't want to get any sort of alert about their parents, they are all integrated into the system in such a way that the school has an admin panel that gives us information about the parents that have made or are consent to what is going on. And so only those parents get the notifications that we are putting in place.
I have a concern, right? I don't know how to air this, but I don't want you guys to overthink it too. So I'm home. My child is at school. I know my child is supposed to be at school. The child didn't get to school, and the next moment I receive an SMS that my child is not home. My child is not at school. I'm going to feel scared. Because all I know is that my child is supposed to be at school. Now he's not there. How do I deal with that anxiety? That's one. And secondly, the process of signing in and signing out, right? Is it only logging in, or there's a logout system
There's
too?
a logout.
There's a logout system. And finally, if a teacher has 2 hours to teach, how much of that time goes into clocking in for the students?
Yeah. So if you take an average class size of say 60, it should take approximately or less than 5 minutes to do so. How we are doing that is because when the teacher starts the attendance, on his page, every student is automatically assigned present, given that they are in school. And then they just basically take out those who are absent. Yeah, so it's...
I think
I mean, because people are doing the present, right, raising their hands anyway.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so
they should take less time,
I-
or about the
so
same
it takes
amount
less
of time.
Yeah, but I think moving, for me, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is like a very brilliant initiative. And I see more use case across like public schools, and that's if they can get governments to the ministry. No, I mean it's possible.
yeah, it's actually...
Yeah, it's actually possible because even now a lot of companies are moving away from the normal, like, what's it called? Paper signing to biometric based logins, right? So I think it's a brilliant idea, but I think you guys need to think around how to implement it, how to pilot it. The device is not cheap, that I can assure you.
So we have an estimate on how much the device will cost.
Okay. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The devices
It's not cheap.
don't come cheap. Think through how you can get like government after after piloting with the private schools, which is the lowest hanging fruit. They can acquire you can pilot it with them because they'll be willing to pay for it. A government school, they can barely afford chalks or to even afford something like this, right? But in terms of numbers, right, you can achieve that numbers at scale with a public school than a private school.
Okay.
Do you get what I mean? And it's sometimes very difficult to actually get private schools even on board. Very, very difficult, right? And like Stephanie is saying, they will barely pay for it.
Yeah.
Because they are looking at a way to cut costs, right? Than to pay for tech that they don't see like immediate impact of value. Do you get where I'm coming from? So think through what distribution and partnership will look like so that someone somewhere will take up that cost.
And sorry, just to quickly add on to that, right? I think, as he mentioned briefly, there are other use cases where that don't involve children, consent, privacy, where this could actually be valuable. I'm just thinking about, workplace attendance. I mean, in Ghana, I personally have a business where I struggle with, people coming to work on time, people showing up, and then having to pay them because of that. So maybe think beyond, this use case where there are some constraints around funding. Maybe employers would be willing to, I would certainly be willing to pay for something to do this work for me rather than me having to be putting cameras in place and watching people.
And please take his feedback very serious around data protection and privacy. You can easily go to jail.
I have one.
That one I can guarantee you.
I have one last question for you. That you put some numbers on the board. You said in 3 years you want to make about, I believe, 18,000 in revenue.
Yeah,
But you're looking for 70K, and then you plan by year 3 to have made 18,000.
18,000.
Yes, that was on your projections, unless I saw it wrong.
So the 18,000 is the revenue we get at the end of the third quarter of the first year. That is when we break even.
So the numbers you gave were quarterly numbers, not yearly numbers. There was a graph you put out
it
there.
was quarterly numbers.
It was quarterly.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Maybe one last thing would maybe think of the use case as well, because even today in workplaces, if I'm working with Stefan and I'm going to work, Stefan can sign and I'll just walk in and I might not sign in. And these are kids. Kids are all over the place, right? So just think of the use case and how to optimize that process. Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.
present a solution on a problem that has been bothering businesses and individuals for a long time. So businesses and individuals actually waste a lot of time sending money to several people on different networks, especially when the time frame needed to do so is short. This wastes a lot of time and the process is stressful. So this is where we present Swipe. Swipe is a payment platform used to send money to multiple recipients across multiple networks at once. So I want to make an example. If I want to send money to every one of us here with the normal Momo, the transaction is done one at a time, which is repetitive and wastes time, especially if the number of people involved are very large. So what Swipe does is that it takes the recipients' numbers and their amount and disperses it at once. So we also added some AI features to help the user easily perform transactions on our platform. So we have the snap mechanism, where if you have a handwritten text or a list which is handwritten, you can just snap it with your camera and our AI processes it and then transforms it into a clean table where you can use to perform transactions. We also have a pasting from text. Sometimes officials or bosses give commands to employees through text. So when you paste such text on our platform, our AI refines it and extracts the needed fields needed to perform the transaction. And we also have the normal spreadsheet format which companies and other corporations normally use. So the process of performing a transaction on our platform is simple. You just upload your list or snap the list. You can also paste that text in it, and then our engine automatically transform it into a clean table where the transactions can proceed, and then it verifies the recipient's name against the numbers to make sure that you are actually sending it to the right person. Then finally, you top up your wallet and you disburse. We also have reconciliation mechanisms put in place so that in case transactions fail, you can balance everything and then make sure that a transaction wasn't repeated twice or a transaction didn't go at all. We have the mechanisms to make sure that everything is clean as possible. So this is just a little display of our interface, the workflow of our platform. So you may ask, why did we wait till this time to bring such a solution? So as you can see on the board, the global mobile money market is valued around 21 trillion Ghana cedis, and Ghana takes a big percentage of that, around 20%. And also, over the years, if I'm precise, between 2020 and this year, a lot of small SMEs and companies have started integrating the mobile money and other digital solutions into their businesses. So that's why we thought this is the right time to bring it on board. So with our business model, we target SMEs and mid-market operational businesses with frequent payouts to employees suppliers, and maybe customer refunds and so on. We also have a revenue model. So with our revenue model, we actually have a hybrid system where we merge the pay as you go with the tiered batch discount. So with the pay as you go, it's for normal occasional users and small or users performing disbursement to a small group of people. So with that one, we just charge a flat fee of 1%, but it's capped at 1 Ghana cedis at most. And then with the tiered batches, it's mainly for the corporations and the businesses where the fees, the transaction fees is dynamically determined based on the number of recipients in the batch. And then we also prepared a marketing strategy in order to enforce our reach across the whole country. So we have the in-person outreach where we will be going out to various SMEs and businesses to advertise our product to them. We also have the advertisements on billboards, posters, and the social media too. And then you may also ask, what does Swipe have that other companies or other telcos or banks, like what makes us different, or why should someone pick us? So as you can see on the board, Swipe is very user friendly and it's stable all the time. The stability is very high, and then it's very fast and efficient. You see, most banks and telcos normally goes down during peak hours, and then people are not able to make transactions when they need it the most. But Swipe is very stable and can be accessed all the time. So we also prepared a little roadmap for the coming. So we prepared a little roadmap for the coming years. So currently we are still on research and development, where we are refining features in the platform. We are making the user experience better, the whole lot of that. So after that, we plan to partner with the regulatory authorities in order to get compliance, to attain some form of compliance and licenses so that we can be legally established in the country. And then from there, we plan to increase our reach so that we can get a huge market share in the financial sector. And then from there, we bring about ways to increase our revenues. So please, that's the end of our slides.
Before you proceed, how long has your organization been in existence?
It's just a few months.
Have you made any revenue yet?
No, please. We actually started it as a result of this competition.
Okay, so right now your fee pricing structure that you mentioned, are you using Moolre to disburse?
Yes, please.
It looks like you are charging less than Moolre charges. Yeah, because I noticed you are capping your fees at 5 cedi.
You see, so that it would, yes.
But how would you then make money? Because you owe the platform that you are using money.
Yes, a lot.
Once you send money, you are going to owe the platform you are making money. You are using money. So how would you even make money on top?
So our strategy is that we first capture the market and we lock the population in. So once they are locked in, then we can
hike the fees up.
Pardon?
Once you lock them, then you push the fees up.
Yes, like you understand.
What that introduces? That introduces a whole new set of problems, because now you are looking at people those who are using these kind of systems at scale, where they are willing to maybe even pay you money for your platform, are already using banks and telcos, which you are building on top of.
Yeah. And they are offering cheaper.
And they are even cheaper. Right? Banks give these systems out for free to the big customers so that they do it. So what kind of market are you looking at? Who is your ideal?
So we are looking at MSMEs that conduct frequent transactions.
How do they currently do those bulk transactions?
So they usually do it one by one, as I said earlier on. So if if you pick a medium-sized supermarket like this, whenever it's time for employees to be paid, which in Ghana most of them are on the Moolre, most of them are not on the bank, most of them don't have bank accounts. So whenever it's time for employees to receive their payouts, usually the accountants and the people in charge have to do it one after the other. That's how we actually conducted a survey on the market.
So have you spoken to any potential clients?
Yeah, we've actually spoken to a few SMEs who were very interested in the platform.
When you say very interested, what do you mean?
I mean they are willing to.
Everyone keeps saying the same thing. They are willing to.
They would like to incorporate.
They've heard you. What you are saying sounds nice. They might use it, or someone has told you that, come and see me next month so that we use your platform. Has it been soft interest, or it has been hard interest? Look, come next month. Let's sign a contract and I'll use your platform.
Not really, not yet.
Okay, and I think that, and I'm not saying this against you, so don't take this as you, but it's a recurring theme that I hear, where a lot of the time is, we're talking to people, they are willing. There's no willingness in business. If you don't have a contract, you don't have a business. Do you understand? If you don't have a contract from someone saying that I'm going to use the product, or even an MOU, something that you've written down and then they've signed and agreed to even use, even if it's on a free trial, you really don't have anything. So if someone says, I'm interested, it doesn't mean jack, right? The problem you are trying to solve, I'm sorry I've hooked the whole time, I beg you.
No worries. I think this is the last one, so
last one. Oh, okay. The problem you are trying to solve, there is some potential there, especially the market segment you are speaking about, which is the SMEs and the smaller businesses, right? But I don't know if the way you are trying to solve it would be the way to go.
Please, could you elaborate further?
So what are the most common use cases for people who are doing these payments? Is it just bulk payments for the sake of bulk payments? Or they are doing bulk payments for salary, right? Or they are doing bulk payments for suppliers, or what? You have to identify what they are doing the bulk payments for. And that particular niche could be what you actually look at. So if the majority of people that you are trying to deal with are using bulk payments to pay salaries, then maybe you look at a salary paying platform. It all does bulk payments in the end, but if you target bulk payments as a whole, which is very wide, then you end up having scan to pay, where someone scans and then the person wrote 020 419 419, and then you go and see 479 479, and then you send to 479 479, and that's an error right there, right? So if you don't really target it, if you target a thing and you realize, okay, look, the problem isn't just because, think of it, I have 1,000 employees. I have to do and pay them one by one. What other problems are hiding beneath managing those 1,000 employees? Is there a service that lies in managing 1,000 employees for an SME? Is there even an SME at 1,000 employees? But you get my point, right? Is there a bigger problem there where bulk payments are just a piece of it that you have seen, and then you try to identify that? But I'm going to be honest with you. For bulk payments, those who are doing it at a scale where they are willing to pay you monies that's substantial generally have a solution with their bank. So you have to really look at this carefully and think of how you can tweak it. You you've not hit a wall, but you are going to struggle to gain revenue.
Copy, yeah. In addition to what he's saying, it's a brilliant idea, right? And it's a pain point, right? But what we are all saying is that, for me, this is equally like a feature in a broader platform, right? I'm sure ExpressPay has it equally. Now, yeah, but what I'm and it's good that like you're thinking about something like this big, right? But what if I would think about it from, if I'm building this, right, in terms of value proposition, how fast is my settlement time, right? In terms of portability, like from one network to another. Do you understand? Right? Because that's where the true innovation is. Do you get what I mean? Maybe you've benchmarked bulk payment with maybe Haptel, ExpressPay, the banks, and you realize that it takes them like maybe 1 minute or 60 seconds or maybe 72 seconds for payments to clear and settle. But yours is like maybe half of that, right? And there's a unique way you are doing it, right? That's where the differentiation is. Do you get what I mean? Yes. Right? So, and also maybe also becoming like a gateway, if it become like an infrastructure than a consumer-facing product, then the banks will be like, okay, maybe your tech is good enough that it does this settlement faster and in a more secure manner. So would you use you as a settlement infrastructure, as an interoperable settlement infrastructure, right? Because honestly, if you start, the banks will chase your lunch.
Yep.
But this is where it gets tricky. They are sitting on top of a payment.
Exactly, because yeah.
So payments can't be their core business. It has to be a bolt-on, like you said, like it has to be part of a suite of services.
Exactly.
What they are getting at, right, is like your defensibility is not there. This is something that a bank can build, right? Yes. Like this. And it's only one thing. So what is the collection of features that you build that reinforce each other, right? Yes, that is very difficult to copy quickly and all of that, to the point where you become attractive. Maybe a bank will say, oh, actually, we'd rather buy these guys than try and copy what they've done.
Yeah.
So think about all the pieces of this, to get at what Stefan was saying, right? Understand the problem a bit deeper. Maybe there's more there that you can offer these SMEs as part of like a package. It shouldn't just be this one piece, because at least from where I'm sitting, it sounds simplistic enough that anybody can just quickly copy it, right? So what are some other problems that you can bundle together that then make your platform or your infrastructure unique enough that you become an attractive, either a purchase, right? Somebody's buying you as a company, or they can't do what you're doing as quickly as you are doing it. That's my 2 cents.
So maybe just to add, right, if you think of, and I'm guessing for what you were saying, that people will take a picture and then your AI, which is actually OCR, right? So, for OCR, if the handwriting is not good, you might not get the proper results you want. You are dealing with SMEs, your market-to-men, the people running the economy of Ghana, Charlie, the rights, you know how it works, man. Exactly. So maybe think around like other things where you can plug into, let's say, emails. Sometimes I can send, if Stefan and I are working, and he sends me an email with, let's say, like an Excel file, you should be able to plug into that and then pick the data out of that, and then you can then run it based on your payroll. So things around that.
I don't mean to interrupt, but I actually said that,
okay.
Yes, you can paste a text, maybe an instruction, like send 100 CDs to this company, then with their number, then send this, like, yes, then it extracts it and converts it into a clean table where the transaction can then be proceeded with.
And then I think the other thing is think around, because usually, like for payments, bulk payments, salary payments, you mostly find problems like duplication and things like that. Somebody's name can be like Stefan, and his number is there, but when you query against, say, Momo's API, you would get a different name. Yes. So you need to do those matching to say maybe this is valid and this is not valid, so that
we've
you don't
implemented that too.
Okay.
It alerts you that the name doesn't match with what you put in. Before you proceed, you are alerted that there is a mismatch before you can proceed. So if there are any corrections you need to do, you just do it. Or if you want it as is, you just proceed.
Yeah. I mean, final piece, right? Just as Rachel said, find a way to build something on top of this, right?
Yes.
So that it's like this is an extreme value add. Do you get what I mean?
For SMEs.
Yes, because I'm seeing this more like a feature than a product.
Yeah. But you have something.
Yeah, it's
So that's a good
tangible,
thing.
it's valuable, but it's something that if I build if I'm a PSP, it's an add-on for my customers. Yeah, like MTN, once I'm a PSP and I can integrate through a bank, through GIPS, to enter the GIPS network. Yes, they have this. No, but they can't go directly. They have to go through GIPS to integrate. They have to go through the banks to integrate
This is a very
GIPS.
good thing that we are discussing your
Yeah.
problem because this didn't happen for everything.
Yeah, but you also need to do your research like very well. Look at what the license category, because you can't do this without a license. Like you need a PTSPT or something, right? Think about it, right? But you're on the right path. I believe you guys can build something great. You just need to take your time, research more, and you come up with something very amazing. Yeah.
Thank you.
Well done.
Let me know if I'm in front. Hey, hello everyone. Thank you for sticking around and making it to the end of the first session of the pitch for the Moolre Startup Cup. We'll be having the second session next week, Saturday, on the 8th of August. We'll try our best to start at 9 a.m. We are hoping you stick around with us and then we can wrap it up. Then hopefully you get the link and sign up for the party on the 29th of August. So we look forward to meeting you. Thank you for joining and have a nice weekend.
Thank you. Watch this season.